Hello, hello, and welcome to Inklings with Irena, the weekly energy show connecting you to your intuitive guidance system. And today I want to talk about how to find serenity and get off that emotional roller coaster. If we haven't met yet, my name is Irena Miller, and I'm an intuitive energy guide, an energy alchemist. This is my joy pulling from my quite varied background. I have over 2 decades in studying yoga, energy work, everything from Reiki to quantum healing to pulse to, oh my goodness, this is a true joy of mine, to even reading tarot cards and runes and bringing crystals into it. This is a practice, a lifelong passion of mine. And when I work with my clients, I put together very specific energy recipes for them to help them on their way. And that's what I love to do here. This is my chance to kind of do that on a bigger scale so I can help more than just the one person I can meet with at a time. So let's jump into this. How to find serenity now. Let me know if you're a Seinfeld fan. Just drop a little emoji in the comments below. Do you remember that episode where they're going around? It starts with George's father. He goes to the self-help guru and the guru says, here, listen to this cassette. And in the cassette, they go, serenity now. So the way George's father says it is he yells and he's like, serenity now. And then you have the rest of the cast, of course, Kramer joining in the fun. He's getting into all sorts of trouble. It's like, serenity now. But there's one key piece that's missing. And it's interesting. I almost said another word there as I'm tripping over my words in this moment. Little Freudian slip. Because, right, it's the pissed off part. Where does all that emotion go? Holy cannoli. Part of that episode, if you remember, there's a scene in that Seinfeld episode where George is talking with, I can't remember who the other character is, but he's the one who came up with serenity now, and then he ended up in the insane asylum. And he goes, listen, you can say serenity now all you want, but the anger is going to build up and you're going to explode. That's why I love sharing these energy recipes with you, because it's all well and good to say, all right, let's just change our mindset. Let's say a little affirmation. Let's just sit here and, feel abundant and healthy and just wait for it to magically happen. Poof, fairy godmother shows up, the wand is waved, and all is right with the world. Well, let's just kind of, there's a lot missing with that. Let me start there. That's why it's my joy to bring these little energy recipes to you that can make big differences. Jumping into this serenity now, maybe that'll work. But if it doesn't, just going around saying serenity now, I have my triple S signature recipe to help you get off that emotional roller coaster and find serenity. Find that peace and that calmness. Laughter is a big piece of it, yes. But the first S, and let me even tell you why I'm sharing this week. Part of it is because many of my one-on-one clients have a lot going on. They're getting distracted and they need to get work done quickly. They're feeling overwhelmed. I have a post that's up in my free Facebook group. If you're not hanging out with me there, then definitely click the link above, join the fun. But I asked, what's your biggest stress trigger? And they mentioned noise. So that noise contributes to the emotional roller coaster. That's why I'm jumping into it this week. I have a lot of my clients, both one-on-one and then also wonderful community members in my free Facebook group who are talking about this. So the first S in this signature recipe system is to step away. It is so easy because we're busy to keep our heads down and just keep working. There's one more email to send out. There's one more telephone call to return. There's one more thing to do. When you step away, it doesn't have to be for very long. It could be just for 2 minutes, especially if you can step outside. It's a great way to clear your energy, to clear the distraction and the noise that's adding to the emotional roller coaster. Because why would we want to get off that emotional roller coaster other than the obvious, it doesn't feel so good? Many times as empaths, we're soaking up other people's feelings, the energy around us, and not even realizing that the decisions we're making are being affected by a larger energy collective. You know, if you ever think about it, like if you're with a group of friends at one of these parties, whether it's like a Pamper Chef party or I don't know, you name it, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, look at this mini spatula. It's so cool. And oh, look, it can pick up little brownies. And oh, and the mini spatula can do this. And you're like, oh my God, I never knew I needed a mini spatula in my life. I need it. You know, and then maybe you get it home and you're like, what am I doing with this thing? Oh, why do I have it? Like, I don't even, like, if I was in my right mind, I wouldn't have purchased this. So there are moments where we make decisions, we look back, we regret them. We're not feeling at peace at all about it because we were plugged in to the collective energy. And that adds to the emotional roller coaster. When you step away, it allows you to say, wait a second, let me just kind of move through the situation and figure out what's my feeling, what belongs to someone else. Let me just be present. And again, it could be 2 minutes, it could be stepping outside, it could be in the shower, it could be going for a walk. Seek clarity. That's the second S. Now, why I say seek clarity, that's part of kind of this culling process where we start to take action. That's the piece that's missing when we're just saying, serenity now. We don't have any action involved in that other than trying to say like abracadabra. We need action. You know, if Aladdin's at the magic cave and he says abracadabra and the door opens, nothing's going to happen. He won't find the treasure unless he walks through the mouth of the cave, which is, you know, it has some risk involved, right? We don't know what's going to be on the other side. There might be riches promised, but we don't know. We have to take action. So seeking clarity is part of that action. We step away just to catch our breath, to take ourselves out of the mix of things so we can ground. From there, we start to seek clarity. What does that look like? It looks like action. So here's where the walking comes in. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's meditating for you. Maybe it's singing mantras. Maybe it's talking it out with a friend. But it is the emotional release part. So at that end of that Serenity Now episode where Kramer's been going, Serenity Now, and he starts to twitch, he blows his lid, like, right? There's the explosion. It comes out. So release the pressure before it explodes. I giggle because I have a lot of Scorpio in my chart. So I know what can happen if you repress the emotion. It's quite an explosion. So have a little release valve. And that can look like a lot of different things, like the things I mentioned. Now, the final S is, what was my final S? It was stepping away. It was seeking clarity. Oh, and space. Have that space for thinking. It's important that once you take an action item and you clear out these emotions, you allow yourself some space to process, to digest what's ever come up. So with that clarity, we'll get the aha moments, we'll have the revelation. And you want to make sure that you've made a little bit of space in your day just to digest, so that when you come back out into the world, you're grounded. You know what your vision is. You know what feelings belong to you, what doesn't. You've had that chance to release, and you've had some time to digest and to think about it. So let me know in the comments below if you have a favorite way of letting off steam. There's many different ways we can do it, many safe and healthy ways, but I encourage you, take that time to figure out what energy belongs to you. If it doesn't belong to you, release it safely. If you're looking for practice of how to do that, I've got that in the link above too. My go-to practice that I call Root Flesh Fill. It's a wonderful daily practice. It can take you, once you know it, like 30 seconds. The little visualization and meditation is, I think, 2 minutes long, but it's a wonderful help. All right, so here's to your success and to finding serenity now. All right, I'll catch you all on the flip side. Have an amazing, amazing day. Mwah. Bye, guys.